Biden's still winning. Just interesting to me. With only 9% of the votes counted. And our girl, Jo Jorgensen, with 50,000 votes. And imagine how those 50,000 votes could have swayed people. For some reason, I just keep adding Jo Jorgensen's votes to either candidate.
Oh, the libertarian.
Just to go with the people blaming third-party candidates for ruining elections things. I don't know why. I don't know. Biden's at 697,000. Trump's at 630,000. 630,000, only 45% out of that amount? I guess their numbers are right.
Yeah, what's going on with this? Is that better?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Do
you want to make a wager at the start of the show?
Yours is just louder than mine.
It's because I am a loud person.
Okay.
You sound clear in mine, man.
All right.
You sound loud. Loud and in control. Oh, why are the Pennsylvania votes coming in so fast right now? Donald Trump keeps closing on Pennsylvania. Biden's had the lead for a long time.
Maybe some of the militia guys are just
I'll say it now.
Putting people at gunpoint.
I mean, I said earlier whoever wins North Carolina wins the election, but now I'm feeling whoever wins Pennsylvania wins the election. And it seems like there's only 30,000 votes difference between the two right now. Right now being 11:57 Korean time. Fuck if I know what time that is in Pennsylvania. Probably 9:57.
Exactly.
Jesus.
You can do the math pretty easy.
I got it.
It's 9:57 p.m. Eastern Standard American USA time.
We're just lucky we have this Jo Jorgensen with 51,000 votes. I don't know anything about her. She had a friendly face. I bet I hate her. Trump just took Pennsylvania.
Really?
Oh, he's ahead. Uh-oh. It's happening again.
It's really updating in real time like that without having to refresh or anything?
Yeah, the Guardian one. I really like the one on the Guardian.
I'll have to check
it's
that out.
It's a nice map. It updates every 10 seconds.
It's better technology than the CNN and Fox News shit I have open.
You gotta trust the Guardian.
I do trust the Guardian, but I would like to look at what everybody's up to.
I don't like looking at American news sources.
In
fact, I should just follow the live map on the Korea Herald.
Is that even there?
I doubt it.
I didn't think so.
Could be. I'll check. So, I was thinking the other day, if the American election isn't like other countries' elections, it's important to the entire world. As in, we have military bases everywhere. We're an empire. We affect everything. And I think every country that participates in our version of global capitalism should have a right to vote in America. I don't think it should just be Americans. I think every country deserves some electoral votes. If we're going to use this electoral college, maybe give the American states more electoral votes, but give England 10 electoral votes. I don't know, how many does China get? We do a lot of money stuff with China. They probably get 50 electoral votes. Let's give China 50 electoral votes.
Slavoj Žižek said the same thing 10 years ago, except he said that Americans shouldn't be allowed to vote all the other countries in the world.
I've always seen myself a bit as a young, less handsome Žižek. I mean, we can't all be sexy, but I have ideas. They're all fake.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just American narcissism, too, that we don't pay attention to other countries' elections. They're consequential elections besides ours. We don't give a fuck what's going on in China. I mean, like politically, nobody knows. I bet if you did a poll, like, I'd guess like 2% of Americans know that even any of the.
Oh, Trump's about to close out North Carolina too. Trump's got this.
Any of the names of China's leaders. All right, let's see this live. Yeah, but you're looking at the states. But currently, we should all, if we're gonna be real pundits, journalists, maybe even. Biden has 33 more electoral votes than Trump right now, and we could say we're about at probably the halfway point of counting up everything. Because I mean, they haven't even started counting in California and Arizona, all of the West Coast, basically.
That's true.
I mean, I guess the only really big one left that hasn't been called. Well, no, Texas hasn't been called. Pennsylvania hasn't been called. North Carolina hasn't been called. They're all just close.
Trump just took a massive lead in Texas, much like he's taking a massive lead in Pennsylvania currently.
Oh, this website's way better than the other two I was looking at. You can just hover over the state and it shows you the individual state numbers.
Every 15 seconds, dude.
Yeah. Why does a fucking British website have better election updates than fucking CNN?
No, you can also zoom in on the map and see which precincts have been voted for and how the counties are going in a state.
Whoa, I see that now.
Yeah, if that type of stuff matters to you at all.
Oh, they're starting to bring in the counts from Arizona. They got one county Biden, one county Trump. Wait. Okay, yeah. Wait, that doesn't even look right. Okay. It says 48% of Arizona votes are counted, but it's only in 2 counties. And Biden's winning by 8% right now in Arizona. So it looks like Biden took New Mexico and Colorado. Yeah, Illinois seems, of course, called for sure. It still says North Carolina is leading towards Biden. Yeah. Oh, no, they're exactly tied percentage-wise. But for some reason, it's light color blue. What is Maine like super conservative? I don't know what Maine votes like. But yeah, Trump is now winning in Pennsylvania, but there's only 25% of the votes counted there as well. 11% of the votes counted in Maine. What the fuck's the holdup, Maine? Actually, I want to see who's the furthest counted along. Tennessee counts really fast. They're at 85. But I guess they just, I don't know, it's less populated. Kentucky's 94. So Trump is definitely winning more states, but still, the electoral votes, Biden is up. And it's a certainty that Biden will win California, which is how many? I don't even know. 55. That's a big one. Washington. He'll win Washington and Oregon too, most likely, right? Yeah, and so. That's another 19. And states like Montana and Idaho, which will go to Trump, are like 3 and 4. Nevada is only 6. So as of now, Arizona is leaning towards Biden, but it's pretty early.
Oy vey.
It says
about this?
It's been programmed into us.
Jesus.
Look at Arizona. It's weird. It says that 66% of the votes are counted, but only 2 counties have been are even estimated that who's going to win.
Maybe that's just where all the population is.
I guess it's where Phoenix is.
Yeah, it's probably just where Tuscan and Phoenix are the main counties, right? Or cities or whatever.
Tucson. Tuscany, Arizona. Beautiful this time of year.
I've heard of Tucson. I sure have. I really, really have. Oh, fuck. Oh, it's early. Noon is early.
So it looks like the Green Party is just not even being shown on these maps.
No, they're not. I think the Democrats basically ran the Green Party out of every fucking...
Not everywhere, though. I think, the key states they did, but, I bet they're still must be on the ballot in California, you know? It's just not going to matter. But I know for sure they were just removed from the ballot completely in Pennsylvania.
I can't help myself, and I just need to say this on audio, but, Bernie would have won.
Here.
Now I got that out of my system.
He would have crushed. It would have been like 1932 and 1936 all over again. Just everything. No, it wouldn't be. He would have still lost a lot of the South, I think, but he would have definitely won Texas. I mean, he was just trounced Trump in every way. The debates would have been amazing. Yeah, man, I think at this point, I think it could still go either way. I mean, I'm definitely no expert, but I don't think anybody's an expert on this shit. All these people that pretend to be, Nate Silver and shit, they never fucking know. When did Nate Silver start getting that reputation as being this predictability wizard?
The Obama years.
Was he ever really that right about his predictions? Because the ones I've seen a lot of times have been totally off. You always see headlines and shit like that. Just scroll by them because they're dumb. But they're this one man has rightly predicted every election since Kennedy. It's okay, he's just some guy who has a gut feeling. For every one of those people, you could find 14 million people who would predict the wrong way every year. See, that's some of my math. Minnesota, Biden's definitely going to win. I think he must. Yeah, he's crushing Trump in Minnesota. I'm not sure how important Minnesota is. I think Minnesota usually goes Democrat.
I think it was kind of a battleground state. That's of the one that went for Trump last time, right? Or am I making that up?
You might be.
I get confused about.
I think I'm
confusing it with
you
Wisconsin.
confuse Wisconsin and Michigan and Minnesota altogether.
They're fucking same.
Yeah, okay, then Kentucky and Tennessee and Alabama are all the same.
That's basically true.
Is it?
Yeah, I've been to all of them.
It's actually true that Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota are all culturally and whatever, basically
Kentucky,
the same.
Tennessee, and Alabama don't have much differences as far as culture. I like the part of Tennessee I'm from. I've liked parts of Kentucky. Every time I've been to Alabama, I've had fun. Birmingham's a nice city. I used to do some LARPing there. Do you know what LARPing is?
Live action role playing.
It is live action role playing. I did Birmingham by Night, which was Vampire the Masquerade LARPing, where I would pretend that I was a vampire. in my brief Birmingham days. Good time of my life.
That's cool. You gotta chase your passion.
I have chased my passions all across the globe.
Yeah. This dream of Biden taking Texas, I think, is looking less and less likely.
There's this landslide victory that I was promised.
I don't think anyone ever believed there was going to be a landslide victory.
I'm embarrassed like, I'm just embarrassed by the United States of America that Trump is doing as well as he is. But I'm also not surprised. I just, like, it's the same embarrassment I have that, like, fucking Biden was our good option. Good with, like, some vomit in the back of my throat.
Yeah,
Like,
the whole thing's
it's
just fucking ridiculous.
A fucking farce. I'm from an embarrassment of a country, and the fact that I feel obligated to follow this shit because it not only affects America, but, like, the entire fucking world. This is like every 4 years, the election's a sad time. It's like a birthday. Because birthdays suck.
True.
It's just that feeling you get the night before Christmas.
I'd say the opposite.
I don't know. Christmas was a very depressing holiday for me.
All the time?
Probably not. There was that year that I got the Super Nintendo. That was a good year. Best year of my life.
I'll never forget getting the original Nintendo. Just the ecstasy that my brother felt. I was excited, but my brother, like, lost his mind. He was literally, like, running circles around the room.
I think I might have done the same thing, to be honest.
I was excited. I might have told you this story, but then, like, my grandfather got it for us for Christmas, and we were, like, a couple of years late to it as well, but it was still exciting. And my dad stayed up all night trying to beat the original Mario Brothers game, and finally did, and was, like, mad that something more didn't happen when you win the game. He was like, "What, you just see this princess? That's it? I've been doing this for 8 hours straight."
But then you get to play through the harder version of the game.
I don't even remember that aspect of it.
If you beat it and then instantly restart.
Yeah.
I don't remember the time frame. There's a time frame, but if you instantly restart, you play through a harder version.
A harder version? Okay.
Nothing special happens at the end of that. It's just like all the turtles are turned into, like, the invincible turtles, the, like, hard-shelled ones, and some other stuff, some other minor differences. It's been a while.
It doesn't sound like a real reward.
I don't know. Some people like playing a harder version.
I guess that's true. Yeah. I bet I didn't know at the time, but if I would have told my dad, did you find, like, the warp level, like, areas? Like, what? What are you talking about? He would have been pissed to find out that exists. People do, like, speed runs through, like, all those old games still, right?
Yeah, I like to watch some of them. There's, like, some...
you said there was a Mario 3 one that someone did, like, insanely fast.
Recently, Mario 3... Like, the speedrun for Mario 3 had basically been stuck at, like, 8 minutes for, like, about the past 8 years.
That's still, like, so fast.
But recently, someone, like, did, like, a 4-minute speedrun, which is, like, considered impossible, but he figured out, like, a bug in the game, like a way to play it to cause a certain bug to happen that makes you skip through, like, a big section of the game. Basically, he used, like, playing the game, but basically through, like, faulty programming he figured out in the game, because these people that do speed runs are, like, autistic,
obsessive,
which is fine, you know. They're just... It's the same as, like, being a great athlete. You just practice and practice and practice, and you know so much about your sport, which happens to be speedrunning.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy to think. I mean, 8 minutes boggles my mind a little bit.
I think that's a fun YouTube world. If you're ever feeling depressed, even if you're not really into games, just, like, go down, like, the speedrun world and, like, watch the explanations, because people are so into it. And it's like, I mean, like, I like all those games, but it's almost alien to think that, like, these are people that have, like, dedicated 10 years of their life to perfecting one thing.
Yeah.
And I guess there's something beautiful about watching people do that. Much like we do here at the Heat Death of the Universe, where we perfect our cynicism every week.
And the fine art of podcasting.
Every week, a bit more cynical. That's the Heat Death guarantee. We will come to you every week more and more cynical. Well, the way the election's looking at me right now, Biden's in trouble, but I think that means that media organizations are going to have another like record-breaking 4 years as far as like their cash flow.
Why? Because Trump will win?
Yeah, haven't like CNN and Fox and all these other like major news networks like made way more money because of like just having something to constantly report on?
Probably. I know they did during the campaigning of the last election. That was the whole thing, is they kept giving Trump so much free publicity, you know, the infamous like showing the footage of the empty podium while Bernie was giving a speech somewhere.
Yeah.
That shit was just fucking absurd.
4 years ago, when Trump won, was a big like point in my life when I decided to stay in Korea very long term. I guess Biden winning wouldn't really make me want to move back to America either, but it's insane. Insanity.
I mean, the COVID situation alone will keep me away from the U.S. for quite some time. I'm focusing on another race right now, which they haven't even started counting the votes, but
Nancy?
Yeah, District 12, California. Shahid Buttar, I think that's how you say his first name. He's a good guy. I like this guy. He's definitely a socialist. And he's the first person running as a Democrat to challenge Nancy Pelosi in 33 years. Like, no, people just literally haven't challenged her. She's so fucking entitled. She's never debated anyone ever in that 33 years.
That's insane.
And basically no one's challenged her other than like probably some like third party people that, you know, get more easily tossed aside or ignored. But the whole reason he said he's running as a Democrat is to, you know, shift that. So like, but he's still just been completely ignored by mainstream media for the most part. And Nancy Pelosi won't even acknowledge his existence. Like, he's offered to debate her and they just won't even return their emails. But if for some reason a miracle occurs and he wins, and then I would almost be I'd be pretty happy regardless of what happens with the presidency. I know that's really like, that's very narrow-minded of me, but whatever. That's my emotions. And, oh, by the way, Lindsey Graham won.
Yeah, I saw. AOC won too.
And yeah, everyone saw that coming. Did anyone even challenge her?
The Republicans spent millions of dollars trying to get her
really
out. Yeah, I don't remember the candidate that they spent probably more.
She's way too popular.
Spent the most money on that in that area of Bronx and Queens that they've ever spent for that area.
Well,
they hate her.
That's what the Democrats were doing with Mitch McConnell's challenger, whose name I can't even remember. Amy something McGrath. Is that right? They gave her a shit ton of money. Jamie Harrison, the guy who just lost to Lindsey Graham, the guy who's been emailing me constantly, personally, I assume, begging for money. He raised like $40 million that was just all for naught.
I mean,
he was actually decently close for like a first time person. It was
really close. I thought that he had a chance. Amy McGrath, I was pretty
she had
sure
no
was
chance.
Always going to get crushed by Mitch.
She got wiped out.
Why would you ever send someone up against like the fucking Lord Sith himself, Mitch McConnell?
You should explain who the leftist candidate was. You've been the one telling me about that. I don't really know about it. So like the basic story was that there was a really viable, like further left. Maybe you couldn't even call him a Bernie-crat or something, whatever. That tried to take on Mitch McConnell, but the Democrats just Democrats just like railroaded him the way they did Bernie, and they put in this dud, Amy McGrath, and she of course just got trounced. and they just wasted a bunch of money to get to predictably lose. Sounds like something they do a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
if they gave any of that money to Shahid Buttar.
This is just the career of Charles Booker, who was great. I mean, like, Charles Booker would have been way better than Amy McGrath, and I think might have actually had a chance to get Mitch McConnell. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter.
I'm saying combined all the money that they gave Amy McGrath and then the money that like Jamie Harrison raised. Give that to the guy who's trying to knock out the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, the one who's been stamping every fucking evil thing that Trump wants done, letting it flow right through and funding it. That would be way more of a symbolic, like, important win in the House or the Senate, I think.
Booker lost to McGrath by 3%. So here was what Booker's platform included. It was universal health care, a Green New Deal, like an even better version than the one that's been passed around in Congress just for Kentucky, though, systematic criminal justice reform, and universal basic income. Wow, cool things that he wanted. He was a major supporter of Bernie Sanders, and when it started to look like he was going to win the primary to run for Kentucky Senate, that's when out-of-state money from the Democrats started pouring into Amy McGrath's campaign.
Of course it did.
Overwhelmed Charles Booker. Charles Booker was really cool. But, we can't have nice things in America. Why would we?
Yeah, it's true.
I have a theory they didn't want another black Democrat. Because much like the Republicans, most of the people running the Democrat Party are a bit racist and also...
I heard someone else say that in the weird early hours this morning that I was awake for some reason. I forget who, but that was exactly what they said about it.
The Kentucky thing? Or just in general?
It was, I think, I don't think it was it might have been about Kentucky or it might have been about Jamie Harrison in South Carolina. But yeah, they basically just said like, yeah, the Democrats are just as racist as any other elite group. I mean, at least if you look away from if you divide the progressive wing up from the mainstream Democrats, I guess. But
on the topic of Charles Booker, he is black, but he also came from a rough background in Louisville, where both of his parents were high school dropouts, and I guess
he can't be part of the club.
No,
they only want. What did Biden call Obama that one time? Like way back in the day, he was like, it's like something like he's clean. Like he called him like clean. Yeah. He's like, he's one of the clean, nice ones, basically. Like it was so, the dog whistle was just like so ear piercing. I'm going to find that quote. Yeah. Joe Biden on fellow candidate Barack Obama. I mean, you got the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man. Fuck you, Jesse Jackson, by the way. You do know that an African American man has run for president before and like fairly successfully.
Yeah, but Biden doesn't know that.
Biden was in the same race as Jesse Jackson.
Biden doesn't know a lot anymore, okay? But he didn't then either.
This is from 2008.
Oh, he's been declining since before then.
No, not that bad. I know. You look like 2 years ago, he's like a different person. I mean, still a total asshole monster, but like he could at least string a sentence together without having to like close his eyes and try to remember where he was. Did you see the most recent gaffe? I sent it to you, but I sent a bunch of stuff to you at like 3 a.m. when I was awake for some reason. What was it?
On addition to my granddaughter. This is my son, Beau Biden, who a lot of you helped elect to the Senate in Delaware. This is my granddaughter, Natalie. This is Natalie. This is Bo's daughter, and we're out campaigning together. And then Hunter's number 2, who goes to school here in Philly. This is my granddaughter, Finnegan Biden.
Oh, he brought out his granddaughter to this crowd, and he like properly introduced her. He's like, "This is my granddaughter," and then 1 second later, he said, "This is my son, Bo Biden." And he didn't correct himself for a good couple of beats. Like, he was just his arm around a young girl and said, "This is my dead," like, he didn't say the word dead, but he's referring to his dead son. He said, "This is my son, Bo Biden." Like, wouldn't we feel so comfortable in the hands of a man who calls his granddaughter his dead son?
I mean,
it was not like you cannot try to say it was a stutter or it was a gaffe. Like, that was pure dementia.
But currently, we're in the hands of a man who is whose big beef against Biden is his sheets and pillows. I still haven't figured out what Trump was talking about when he started calling out Biden's sheets and pillows.
I didn't even hear about that.
It was just like it was just old fucking people, old people with power make no goddamn sense.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, though, Biden is way more dementia-filled than Trump. I'm not saying that Trump is good. I'm not saying I want Trump to win. I do want Biden to win, only because then we can really get to work on criticizing the shit out of the Democrats.
And I think less people die under Biden. I want Biden to win
see.
For that. That's the only reason. I think maybe not many less, but I think less people will die under Biden than have died under Trump. Well, but maybe I'm just being silly. Maybe it's less Americans die under Biden.
I was gonna just say, maybe domestically here and there things get a little better, but on the international scale, the fucking war machine's not gonna stop.
Well, the war machine will never stop.
Well,
the racket is the racket, man.
Yes, but weirdly, to Trump's credit, it's not even to his credit. He's just too stupid to like wage a proper war, and that's why he really hasn't been. I mean, his administration has still been funding, Saudi Arabia to bomb the shit out of Yemen and so forth. And yes, drone strikes have gone up compared to Obama. I
think that's just,
but that's just a continuation of the military-industrial complex. That's going to happen no matter who's in office, unless there's a real someone who's interested in a radical change.
It's just going to continue happening no matter what.
I mean, I'd like to think a Bernie Sanders style president could like curb some of that, but who knows? I mean, the powers that are orchestrating that shit are quite powerful. I mean, that's the reason why Sanders couldn't really even get that close to the presidency.
He got so fucking close.
Well,
but he was still so fucking far away.
Exactly.
I mean,
I think honestly, if he would have won, like really won the whole thing, become president, that's when the op happens. Just assassinate him.
Yeah, 100%. He would have definitely been assassinated. But
it would have been something like he had a heart attack, like they fucking put some poison in his whatever.
I mean, he had a heart attack.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So they would be like, it's plausible that he's old. He's old.
I'm just starting a conspiracy here that maybe he wasn't supposed to have that heart attack.
I don't think so. I'm just saying, when I say he would have been assassinated, I'm not picturing like a JFK thing. I'm picturing a much more like quiet op that's just like, oh, he died of natural causes.
I just want to start my Bernie Q conspiracy theory. If there's a blue Q and a QAnon, I'm going to start the Bernie Q. Which sounds a lot like a barbecue. The original conspiracy theory was the barbecue. Slow roasted politicians. Delicious with fried green tomatoes. That's right. They were eating people in that movie, right? It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Fried green tomatoes?
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of Soylent.
No. The big
Soylent Green, I mean. Soylent Green tomatoes.
The big reveal in the movie Fried Green Tomatoes was they were eating the cops. They were like bad racist cops, and they were barbecuing them at the barbecue restaurant.
Oh, of course.
As
right.
like a No, it's heartwarming. I really I think I liked that movie. I liked it as a kid, but I remember like the big reveal at the end being that this racist asshole cop who was like lynching black people and other things. They ended up like slow roasting them with barbecue and almost serving it to the people at the restaurant, but no one at the restaurant except for like the owners knew.
What are you talking about?
The end of that movie.
Fried green tomatoes?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
That's not real.
Yes.
I don't believe you.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
I think you're conflating like a horror movie with fried green tomatoes. I've never seen it, so I can't be sure, but I thought you were joking.
I gotta know now.
Okay, this is weird.
Oh, yeah. I mean, top Google search for fried green tomatoes. Fried green tomatoes cannibalism scene. I knew I wasn't making it up. Fried green tomatoes is a movie depicting the classic themes of female friendship, standing up for yourself, and inadvertent cannibalism. Yeah, because they barbecued the fucking cop and served it to people as pork barbecue.
Weird. I had no idea.
That's the great part about the movie, because it goes from this like heartwarming female empowerment movie to barbecuing a cop because he's like lynching your black friends.
Jesus.
Now I want to watch that movie again that I haven't seen since I was a kid. Just remember Mom liked it a lot.
There's something really weird. Look at the fucking Guardian site again. All of these like blue state, not all of them, but a couple of these blue states in the northeast coast.
Like New Mexico and other places?
Northeast.
Northeast, yeah, sorry. Like
look
California.
Look at Virginia. It says that it's like all basically wrapped up for Biden, but look at the percentages. It says Trump has like an 8% lead there. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
And then look, same with Rhode Island. Same with...
I guess that, like, they've already done prelim counts. So maybe they're like, I don't know. I don't know how the states are officially called, but I assume they've done some type of preliminary counts. But yeah, but right now it's showing that Trump's up by 52%. So yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, that's weird. Maybe they're factoring in something that I don't understand, I guess. Okay, here we go. Update. Looks like Biden might win Arizona. 73% counted. He's winning by 8%.
Yeah, he's got a big lead in Arizona. It's good.
Biden's actually winning Montana. I always assumed that Montana, like all those states, just went red all the time, but although they're only at 22% of the count.
I like how small the vote numbers are in Montana because no one fucking lives there, even though it's a big state.
Yeah. I think Wyoming's even more. Yeah, look at Wyoming, though. And Wyoming's finished, even though it's 9%. They've
100% counted.
They've counted like 25,000, not even 23,000 votes.
Maybe they just like, those states have state laws. It's like, well, we count until we get tired of counting, and whoever wins by the end of that, we're pretty sure those results are right. That's not true. I think they have to count all the votes. I'm pretty sure they are supposed to count.
They're supposed to. I mean, like, they don't truly end up counting all of them because all the mail-in ones and stuff, they're still counting, like, you know, like days after at least.
Yeah.
But they just reach this certain mathematical certainty point where they just call the states, you know. Because, yeah, they say that Illinois is all over, but they're still at 60% counted. New York's at 40%, and they just say it's wrapped up for Biden. And, yeah, I mean, it always works. That's how it always is.
Why isn't California?
They haven't completely They haven't given it to Trump yet in Florida, though, at least on the Guardian page.
No, they haven't given Texas, Florida, or North Carolina to Trump. They haven't given Pennsylvania to Trump.
Yeah, but look how far along Florida is in the count. They're 91%. And,
yeah, good point.
And Donald Trump is winning by about 3 or 4%.
North Carolina is so goddamn close. It's amazing to me how close it is.
Oh yeah, they're like neck and neck for sure, and the count's almost done. That's
embarrassing. Also, Biden's popular votes. What the hell is their country?
He's still winning on the electoral level, and he's gonna get all 3 of those West Coast states, which add up to, let's see, 55, 67. 79 more votes if he gets Washington, Oregon, and California. And it looks like he might take Arizona, which is another 11, so that'd be 90. That'd be 90 more electoral votes. I think it's definitely not gonna. Joe Biden's not gonna win Texas, though. He's still closer than I would kind of expect. I mean, Iowa doesn't really matter in the actual presidential election. It's just important for whatever reason in the primaries, right?
Think so.
And Biden's crushing it there for whatever that's worth. It looks like, unless something dramatic happens, Donald Trump will win Wisconsin and Michigan, which is pathetic. Like, those are states that Democrats could win in if they were just not phony pieces of shit. Like, those are the kind of states Bernie, I think, would have won easily. Oh, man. They're on 36% counted, but Trump is now really overtaken Biden in Pennsylvania. He's up by 9 points.
Yeah, I saw that. It's only 30% of the vote, though. 36%. Yeah. I don't think it matters.
I don't know how much stuff really changes from. I mean, because I think you'd have to get, if you really wanted to get like into like Nate Silver mode, you'd have to just zoom in on like the county-wide things and actually understand what the politics of the counties are, which I don't.
Here's what I understand. I understand that there was a candidate who could have won, and he was taken from us.
Yeah.
And that if America wants to burn itself to the ground, America can burn itself to the ground. Fuck that place. I hope our Chinese overlords do a better job.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to live that long.
Anyone listening, especially if anyone for the Chinese Socialist Party is listening.
Communist Party, but yeah.
Whatever you are. I think China's a cool place, and I'm all for you being in charge of the world. I know you have your problems.
Yeah, they've got some serious problems there, too.
I know you have your problems, but I'm also from a place that has its problems. So, I mean,
just replace our problems with your problems, and we'll compare the two.
One allegiance is the same as another allegiance when I don't really fucking have any control over what I'm allegiant to. Wait, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Everything's fucked.
It looks like the only one county in Pennsylvania has called it, and it's for Trump, but it's like a small one. It's only like is like 2,500 people, but Trump won by a lot, and it looks like all of the counties are leaning towards Trump right now in Pennsylvania. Yeah,
he wins Pennsylvania. He wins North Carolina. He's won the election.
I think that could very well be right. Yeah, Pennsylvania has 20 electoral votes.
But
how much is North Carolina?
I just want to say, they sure did
15.
choose the most electable candidate out of Biden. He sure is just killing it out there.
Yeah, by most we mean least. By up we mean down.
I mean,
by freedom we mean slavery.
Obviously, there were no other choices. Fuck, Yang would be doing better than this.
Probably. Yeah, probably. I think in these trying times especially, a lot of people would be down with somebody who promises to institute a UBI, at least even a temporary one. And like I think his idea was he wanted to have like a permanent one, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's what he wanted. He wanted to make sure that every American got like $1,000 a month,
just like as a constant practice. Yeah. He might have even. He didn't. I don't think. I think he was out of the race before COVID even really hit. But he probably would have. He probably. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't like Andrew Yang either. But like, he probably would have been like, okay, like at a base level, everyone gets $1,000 a month, but in the emergency times, I'll like ramp it up to 2,000, which is what it should have been from the beginning, which is like what they did in Canada and all sorts of other countries. I don't know how anyone expects Americans to survive. I mean, they don't. Like, it's not like they're stupid. Like the people in charge of this shit, like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell, they all know that they could save so many lives just by like signing some checks, and they fucking won't do it. They're never gonna do it. We got the one, and it was a gesture. And you didn't even get your one yet.
I don't expect to ever get my one.
But the thing is also,
I finally got in touch with the IRS.
Yeah.
And you know what they told me?
Huh?
You just have to wait longer.
Of course, that's what they said. But also, like, no offense, but like, I feel there are people who probably need the money way more than you do.
Need it.
Yeah.
I mean, I want it.
Yeah, I wanted mine too.
I want it for purely selfish reasons.
I kind of needed mine at the time because I didn't have a job, but that was mostly just because of my own like taking a break between jobs. But
don't get me wrong. It would help me out in some ways, but it's not like it's not like
you're not starving. You're not afraid of getting kicked out of your apartment.
I'm lucky that I live in a civilized country.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm happy that I don't live in a third world country.
They're gonna start. Yeah.
Because I lived in a third world country. I lived in America for a long time, where I didn't have medical care. I had jobs that could just fire me for no reason because I lived most of my life in a right to work state. And it sucks living in like a fucking third world country. It's cool living in a place where I can get decent health care. My work actually has to give me a reason to fire me. And yada, yada, yada. It sucks to be American.
I mean, like on some level, it seems sort of callous to be like, I'm from Tennessee, a third world country, when there's people like, sleeping in their shit and like starving to death. But like,
no, I mean,
but I know what you're saying. Like,
I mean, that's happening in America, though. People are starving to death and sleeping in their shit.
But
not as much. I know what you're saying.
It's not Nepal. It's not Ethiopia. It's not Bangladesh.
Yeah,
like there is a difference. But
I am being callous.
No, you're not being I'm not saying you're being callous. I'm saying it could sound that way at first glance. But like,
maybe this election has me more wrought up than normal.
But I just got curious and I looked up Nepal's healthcare system. It's a fundamental human right in Nepal. That's a very poor country, but you can still get health care.
Of course you can. because it's, a healthy public is fucking worth the time and effort of a government.
Yeah, it's written into their constitution that since 2007 that health is a fundamental right. Every citizen has the right to basic health services free of cost. Oh, hang on a second, though. But the reality is a far cry. Only 61.8% of Nepalese households have access to health care facilities within 30 minutes, with significant urban 85.9% and rural 59% discrepancy. That still sounds better than the stats in America, but maybe not. Anyway, point is that a lot poorer countries have better, fairer healthcare standards than the United States. What's going on in the election? I've got a feeling this is not going to go well.
The counties that have high COVID-19 death rates are strongly in support of Trump.
Of course they are. I mean, that was just easy to predict. Like Florida's insane, and Florida loves Trump. Same with Texas. There's a huge COVID rate in Texas. Also, Illinois has Wisconsin actually has a higher one than Illinois, but apparently they're like a red state now. Maybe have been for a while.
Yeah, I think they have been for a while. I'm not really sure.
I mean, they might have voted for Obama like the first time, but I don't know. But like in 2008, like I've said before, any Democrat would have won. People were so fatigued by the Bush years, like it was just inevitable.
I mean,
and that's why, like, when's the last time?
I think
when's the last time an American political party has won? Like three or four presidencies in a row. It always goes in these 2-year cycles.
I have no clue. I mean, honestly, I think that this should be a landslide for the Democrats. I think if they really wanted to win, not just Bernie, I keep saying sure Bernie would have won, and I really do think that, but I think had they done any type of campaigning and like just said, hey, we actually want to support some of these very popular policies that people want.
Yeah.
Instead of just being,
even if it was
fucking cucks for the corporate system, and we're going to keep supporting fracking and all the bad shit, then
do you know what it is,
they
man?
don't want to win.
I think both parties don't want to win in a way.
Yeah,
because
I had to get that feeling.
Because Trump is a liability to the Republicans, and he just he drags down their true agenda, right? I mean, he's also a good distraction away from what they really want to do, which is, just keep fueling like the war machine and whatnot. But like, they also know that if Joe wins, they can just pass all the blame onto him, like they do every time a Democrat's in office. And the Democrats know that if Trump wins, they can blame the left for letting Trump win, not supporting Biden hard enough.
I feel like it was,
and then they can just be like, they can just keep carrying on with their fake resistance shit. And Nancy Pelosi can tear up a few more speeches, and it's just going to be the same fucking. I mean, I would hope that if Trump gets elected, that it wouldn't be the same 4 years and on repeat. I think it, and I don't think it will be. I mean,
there's a good argument that his second year, Trump will do a lot less because he probably won't control the Senate, or it's beginning to look like he won't control the Senate, and he won't control the House.
Well, and
everything will be harder for him.
And historically, like, people's second term is when they kind of do, like, George W. Bush did a lot less.
Obama did less
in the second term, and same with Obama.
I mean, Obama never did anything to begin with.
Yeah.
He came in hot. He campaigned well. I mean, he campaigned well enough to, like, in sad to me now ways, was the first politician to ever really, in weird ways, inspire me. But I was just fucking hoodwinked.
Yeah, but
like
Everybody was.
Fucking people.
Most people were, to some degree. Even people that were skeptical. I was skeptical, but at the same time, like, I got swept up by the soaring speeches, just like everybody else.
He said the right things. I mean,
but
for a while there, he said the right platitudes.
Yes, I'm going to say, in retrospect, they were, as the Republicans sort of rightly criticized him, they were vague platitudes. Like, he wasn't saying everyone should have medical care. Like, I don't think he ever said anything like that. And if he did, it was like in the vaguest way. Like, it wasn't a policy plan. And then when he got in, that was right. That was like his first big act, right? Was, I'm going to try to like push some sort of healthcare reform through. But where did he start with it? He started with Mitt Romney's plan and then negotiated down from there. It was fucking ridiculous.
The fuck.
I think regardless of what happens, like, there's opportunities for like, just like on day one, like tomorrow, we should start building a third party, like a real third party. I mean, I don't know where to start with that. I'm just some guy, but like, I would definitely support it. I mean, there are people trying it. There's this, I think it's like the People's Party. Like, they're trying to make a new party now.
So this is where the Democrats are now. Even if Biden loses Pennsylvania, he can still pull the victory off if he gets Arizona and one electoral vote each from congressional districts in Nebraska and Maine. What the fuck? How is he losing? How are they fucking losing against Donald Trump again? It's amazing. It's the incompetence is
because
amazing.
they picked
yeah.
It's not amazing. They picked the dead ass last worst guy from the primaries and put him in the front.
The amazing part is the incompetence.
We know the story. We know that this lullaby story, like this fucking nightmare story. They fucking didn't want. Bernie had to be pushed out at all costs, and that cost was putting Biden in.
I just want to live in the world where Vermin Supreme is my president. Okay.
Peoplesparty.org. Maybe this is the answer. I don't know who's behind it, but only 116,000 people have pledged to support it. I'm going to support it right now without even knowing what it is. Okay, here's the platform for the People's Party.
What's the platform?
Economic Bill of Rights, which is, FDR's whole thing. Which is like, here. Bill of Rights that guarantees employment, food, clothing, leisure, a living wage, housing, healthcare, social security, education, and freedom from monopolies and unfair competition to every American. We had the technology and resources to achieve it 70 years ago, and we could easily accomplish it today. It's time to fulfill Roosevelt's vision, etc. Strong unions and workplace democracy. I like that. Modernizing our infrastructure. I like that. A fair tax code and modernizing small business. I like that. They're just talking about going back to like what do you call it? Progressive tax code, where the more money you make, like the higher percentage of taxes you'll pay. Which is really not quite the case these days.
That's a groundbreaking policy.
Well, it used to be that way for quite a while, from like the 30s until like the 80s, and that's when America was most productive and most like well off.
That's true. But it wasn't that good for rich people.
Yeah, that's what we got to look out for.
They were still rich. They were still very, very rich people.
Yeah, but they could be a little richer. Rein in Wall Street and create public banks. I like that. What I want to see is like just nationalizing certain industries. Maybe it's somewhere else in their platform. I don't know, but I don't quite see that. I think they're not talking about like breaking up the banks. Maybe they are. No, they are. Break up monopolies, enforce antitrust laws, reversing consolidation of businesses, ban corporate stock buybacks, expand public banking and postal banking. I like that. Reverse fair trade policies like NAFTA, CAFTA, and PNTR with China.
7th term. Mitch McConnell has had 7 terms. Also, the only thing that Trump is doing worse at in his exit polls is white men. He's up with white women, black women, Latino men, Latino women, and others. When you look at the exit polls, it's incredible to me from 2020 to 2016. Trump has improved in every way except for the white man vote.
That's crazy.
It is a little crazy.
It's kind of hard to believe. But you know what? I heard this somewhere, but there's this whole phenomenon of people don't publicly say they support Trump, but privately they do. So like a lot of these polls that everyone was basing like this kind of confidence about Biden winning on
are like the Hillary Clinton polls.
Yeah, that might have been the same phenomenon of like people going, "Oh yeah, sure, Clinton," but in the back of their mind, they're like, oh, "Fuck this same old shit. I'll just bet everything on this Trump bad man," because at least he seems to be, a more real person. He's actually promising things to me that, of course, he's not going to deliver on. But
sometimes it's better to burn everything down than to.
Well, I don't even think those people were necessarily burn everything down. I think like the few, and I don't think there's very many Bernie supporters who ended up voting for Trump out of spite.
I don't either.
I think most people just stayed home.
Most of the Bernie supporters just like, fuck it.
Well, what a lot of like poll research showed later was that a lot of people that voted for Obama in the previous 2 elections turned to Trump. Yeah,
because they want change.
But the thing is the Democratic Party will never tell you that. All they say is, "You fucking Bernie bros ruining everything for us." It's like, no, actually, you're whoever these people were who liked Obama, like. They turned on it because what did Obama do except like disillusion everybody again? Nothing got better for anybody. So why would you vote for like what's basically his like ideological equal, which is Hillary Clinton? And this People Party's platform goes on and on, but abolish corruption, restore democracy. These all sound good. Secure and transparent election. I want to see what they want to do here. I think like in the ideal, like if I just like the fantasy version of what elections should be. I replied to somebody about this on Twitter earlier today, but I said something to the effect of like step 1, abolish the electoral college. I mean, to me, that seems like a no-brainer. Like, 1 person, 1 vote is how it should be. And publicly funded elections only. Just like take out all private money, I feel like. Maybe if not even that far, like just allow continue to allow like the small donations, but like PACs are just completely outlawed. Super PACs.
Yeah.
And PACs otherwise, because it's only there for like giant corporate entities to funnel money into. That's the only reason. Because some people will tell you, oh, but like, there's that group of nurses that have a PAC, not a super PAC, a PAC, whatever.
Yeah.
And they like donated to Bernie. So like some assholes are trying to be like, well, Bernie has PACs. It's like, it's the nurses union, man.
I wish I had PACs. People can funnel money to me just to do it. I could use it.
And then what else would I do in my fantasy scenario? I would voting by mail would be mandatory in every state. I would honestly take a lot of states' rights away. Really.
I would too. I think actually state rights fuck up a lot of shit.
It does. Like, especially election stuff. Like, all the states have like different rules about how they count votes, when they count the mail-in ballots, if they even have mail-in ballots, like what it qualifies you to have an absentee ballot and so on. Like, just make it uniform across the board. This is about national elections. Like, fuck your states' rights shit. And so yeah, just make it easier to vote. Essentially, like,
everyone should be registered to vote at the age 18. There should not be any type of like having to fill out a voter's registration. You should just be registered to vote at the age of 18, much like you register for the draft.
Yeah,
or whatever. Like, I think it's bullshit that you have to follow paperwork. Why is that shit just not tied to your?
Well, the answer's obvious. They want less voters. Less the better. Like, because they know what populism would turn into. And when I say they, I'm talking, yes, about just powerful elite people and businesses. And yeah, like everything is designed to like just reduce the voter turnout, which is what's so maddening when like when I have to hear these Democratic politicians scream at me about vote, and Obama's got to come out and scream at me to vote. Your party is just as much complicit in these fucked up voting policies and laws and whatnot. But it's because they want to give the illusion of democracy. That's the only reason they come out every 4 years and scream at us to vote and say that if you don't, you're a child and an asshole and you're going to let Hitler win again.
Why aren't they telling us to vote in every little election?
Because then it would be grassroots, and they don't want a populist uprising. That's what they don't want. That's why they hate Bernie Sanders.
Did Maine just shift for Biden? I mean, if Biden gets Maine and Arizona, he wins.
Is it that simple?
Yeah. But if he loses Maine, he's really behind in Maine.
It's shifted, but they're only 33% the way through, and they're
so close.
They're pretty close.
Arizona's uncomfortably close too.
No, he's still way ahead.
In Arizona?
He's got 8 more points, and they're 73% of the way counted.
Who?
Biden.
And where?
Arizona.
Oh, right. It's just 200,000 people, though.
But they're like 3/4 of the way there.
That's true.
I think he's probably got it.
Good point.
They've already complete. Look at California.
They haven't counted, and they've. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're 3% of the votes counted, but they're just handing it to Biden as a walloping lead. And yeah, they've been in Washington with 0% of the votes counted.
I saw that.
Oregon is almost done counting. Well, half the way.
None of those are surprising, though.
Well, no, I know. I'm just saying, like, hey, folks, this just in. So that's the total here. Like, right now, if you're just looking at the electoral votes, like at the top there, 209 versus 118. That looks pretty strong in Biden's favor.
It really does.
But let's see, how many is Texas? 38. Whoa, I would think it would be more. I guess it's just a big state. It's not super populated.
38's a lot, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but California is 55.
Yeah, California's the most.
So, okay, let's do a little math here. Trump gets Texas, which he's probably going to.
Yeah, Texas is the next most.
No, 38. What did I... Anyway... So, math.
If he gets Texas and Pennsylvania, he probably wins.
Oh, he's fucking killing Biden in Pennsylvania, and they're almost halfway counted.
Yeah. God, more than 13%, 12%?
He's probably gonna get North Carolina too. Fuck, this might be over, man. Look at it. He's they're 94% counted in North Carolina. Trump's up, well, basically a point.
Something they said that. Where was
He's
it?
definitely gonna win Florida. That's another 29. He's definitely gonna win Georgia. That's another 16. He's definitely gonna win Ohio. Definitely gonna win Michigan. Definitely gonna win Wisconsin. It looks like to me. And there's not that many states left for Biden to get. And now Montana is just flipped for Trump,
Biden
but that doesn't really matter.
Arizona, and then he has to get part of Maine. If he loses Pennsylvania, he loses. Biden's losing. I'm calling it here. You know, here's my gamble. I'm not putting you on the side of Biden winning, but when Trump wins this, I'm going to buy us some beer. I think I'm bad at gambling. I'm supposed to bet you something. I'm betting.
Also, you need me to go against you on something.
I'm betting on Trump winning right now because it seems like the safe bet. Look at how hopeful The Guardian is by showing Biden so ahead in electoral votes.
Well, I mean, they're just showing what's happening, but yeah, at the moment, if you only look at that and don't think about the numbers below, it seems like, oh, he could pull this off, but
Biden's?
Yeah.
But he's from a working class family, according to Michael Moore. I mean, he is. It doesn't mean he doesn't suck.
Yeah, but working class in like the 40s when like if you had like a working class job, you could still send all your kids to college and live comfortably.
When you made $200,000 a year,
on the factory line or whatever,
working as a lifeguard at a swimming pool.
Yeah, but Corn Pop held him up at knife point and stole all that money. Dumb. Fuck it, I'm gonna have a beer.
Lucky. I have to work.
Have one beer.
Nah,
I only have 2 left.
I feel weird about it. It'll also make me tired. That's right, listeners. I feel weird about drinking before work. I've grown up some. If you knew me in the past, you knew that maybe at one point in my life I would not have felt weird about having a beer before work. This is okay. This is fine. Whatever.
Should check to see if Trump is tweeting at all right now.
He's not. He's not tweeted in like the past 36 hours, dude. People think it's really weird.
It is really weird.
Maybe.
I bet if you look back at on the last election, he was probably tweeting up a fucking storm. Yeah, because they like got him all fucking sedated now.
Yeah, they're not letting him tweet right now. They're just not doing it.
I can just picture him like whining like a little baby, like reaching for his phone.
Give me my phone. Give me my phone. His last tweet was 20 hours ago. I said 36 hours.
That's probably the longest he's gone without tweeting like ever.
Oh, I lied. He did get to tweet. They let him tweet 5 hours ago. He replied to something, and he just said, "We are looking really good all over the country. Thank you." Yeah. But 5 hours seems like a long time, too.
Yeah, considering like the stage of the election that it's in right now. Hajun is like sending us links to election results right now in the chat. I'll tell him we're on it. Well, I'll I'll drop a link to the People's Party website.
The People's Party website, sorry.
Yeah, they want to do everything that Bernie talked about and more, which is good. They're probably like on par with the Green Party platform. Maybe even better. I don't know. Sustainable agriculture.
Sorry for the long silence, podcast listeners.
Doesn't matter. I mean, I'm going to have to edit
Some of this will be edited out, I'm sure.
I mean, a lot of silence is going to be edited out, which is fine.
My brain is wrapped up in the I'm just amazed. It's like I'm embarrassed that this is close. This is like watching a little league baseball team like beat the New York Yankees or something.
I never thought it was going to be like a total like
landslide,
crushing landslide.
No, I don't think I thought it would be, but I guess I thought there was a possibility. I definitely thought there was a possibility way back when in like February or March during the primaries when someone won the first 3 primaries and it was the first time it ever happened. And then there was a meeting before South Carolina with like a former president where he convinced everyone to drop out of like some South Carolina primary, and then everything went to shit. I guess I should have known from that point that everything had went to shit. That was the turning point.
Yeah.
Hopes and dreams.
I mean, I've been saying the entire time that after Bernie was ousted that who knows, it's about 50-50 chance that Trump or Biden could win. But now that we're in it this close, I'm not feeling so confident about even the 50-50 odds anymore. So I'm actually trying to figure out what it would take for Biden to win at this point, because what it looks like right now is that Trump is going to win. It just looks that way.
Oh, well, it's state by state. Some states provide for the placing and nomination of a candidate to receive electoral votes, the candidate for president of the political party of electors, and each elector submits a written ballot, and blah, 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 blah. So I think some states
divide up the electoral...
have the ability to give, like, to divide up the electoral votes. In other states, it's winner takes all.
Fucking stupid system. I hate it so much. I've hated this thing ever since I was a little kid when I first learned about it.
Oh, me too, because
I learned about it and I just remember going, why? Why?
I guess like my first real like election that I cared about was Gore versus Bush, and I went to bed with the knowledge that Gore had won and with the knowledge that it made my mother very happy, and it made me happy because I liked Gore more than I liked Bush. I thought it was cool that he worked on the internet and other things, and also that I thought it was stupid that people took him out of context with the whole I invented the internet shit. I mean, sure, he had his problems, and also it was the year 2000, and I had not formed very strong opinions about anything, but he seemed like a better choice than Bush. And going to bed thinking he had won, and then waking up the next day to find out he had not won, and it was all because of something called the Electoral College, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, but it was also because of his spinelessness, and he just conceded immediately.
That too.
Let's see. North Carolina. Still not totally over, but Trump is still up by, like a point, but it's almost done counting. Georgia, not even close. Donald Trump's definitely going to win that. People were saying they thought Biden had a good chance in Georgia for some reason.
Yeah, I'd heard that too.
Yeah, man. All these states that Trump is on the verge of winning have so many electoral college votes behind them. Jesus, this looks bad.
It does.
I think it's fucking over, man.
It's fucking depressing. Not incredibly surprised, but it's fucking depressing. Nonetheless, like it's just.
And here's the thing: we wouldn't be whooping and jumping up and down if Biden won. At least I know I wouldn't.
No,
but
no,
I would feel a little bit relieved at least.
Yeah, it's just like it would seem sane to me, I guess. Like I don't know. Not that I want to go back to sleep or whatever, but I just like I do think that the left has a better chance of getting somewhere under Biden. Like I do worry about like Trump. I mean, some of the stuff he said, I think it could be really bad for everyone if he gets a second term, but who knows? Maybe he's just ineffectual his second term. Maybe that theory pans out.
I think he will be. I'm not. I think he doesn't even really want to do it. I think he wants to win, but I don't think he wants to be president anymore. I think he's like, this is fucking hard. Like, I'm sick of this. But he loves attention, of course. So he likes that part of it. But like, I don't know. Let's see. Nevada still could go either way. There's nothing about that.
Democrats have lost a lot of ground this year with Latino and black voters.
Yeah.
Which isn't surprising.
Well, a lot of Latinos and black voters supported Bernie Sanders, so fuck off, everybody. Okay, I just wrote down here. Let me add it up though. All of the states that Trump looks like totally poised to win add up to 119 electoral college votes.
That makes him win, right? 119, that puts him at like 236.
So that's not
It comes down to like some weird tie thing.
So then the states that are in the middle right now that you couldn't call either way are North Carolina, kind of, is 15.
Pennsylvania.
Montana is 3.
Donald Trump's just won Pennsylvania. It's fucking 55% in his favor.
Yeah, that's what I included that in the 119. So like the 3 sort of toss. Oh wait, I forgot about Hawaii and Alaska, but I know they're like peanuts. Like they've got very little. Alaska's 3. Hawaii's 4. So 31. Now what it looks like Biden's still about to win is Arizona, Minnesota, and Maine, possibly Maine. And that only adds up to 25. But what are they at currently? I know this is riveting podcasting.
The Associated Press says that Biden has Arizona, so that's good.
Yeah, he's definitely going to win Arizona, it looks like. And he's definitely going to win
Arizona
Maine.
and Maine? Did he still win?
I'm not sure. I'm still looking at these numbers here. If he wins Arizona, Maine, Minnesota, it puts him at 234. And if Trump wins all the things I just talked about,
it's 236, right?
That puts Trump at...
Or did I count wrong? I heard 236 is what my head had earlier when you said all those numbers. We don't even care about Alaska or Hawaii.
237.
How did I get 236? Math is so
it's 119 plus 118. 237.
So what? That's going to be...
So that's more than Biden, but now there's this toss-up of 31 more points. So it's going to really come down to the wire.
So would that 236 to 224? Is that what you said?
237 Trump, 234 Biden. That's what it looks like right now, like almost certainly is going to happen. But then there's 4 more states left over that we haven't included. These tiny ones. Wait, hang on. Oh man, and the thing is the biggest one of them is North Carolina, and it looks like Trump is probably going to win that too. Well, then it's really going to come down to these scraps at the end.
It's going to come down to like Alaska and Hawaii.
And Montana and Nevada. Well, if for some miracle Biden wins North Carolina, I think whoever wins North Carolina at this point is going to determine who's going to win.
And it's really close. I mean, it's 48% to 50%.
Yeah, but it's they're
100,000 votes, 94% counted.
94% counted is what I'm saying.
It's fucking Trump's going to win North Carolina.
It is pretty close, though. Yeah, this is pathetic.
I'm feeling a bit depressed.
How can there's a fucking pandemic that's killed like 240,000 Americans.
I didn't think I would be depressed with either result, but here I am feeling a bit it just like fills me with shame.
Yeah. It also fills me with rage because I think about, like we've said a number of times, Bernie would have won, and I'm stand by that forever. 100%. He would have won, and he would have won last time too. He
would have won, and you know why he would have won? Because he would have fucking tried to win.
He would have tried to win, and he actually
inspires people,
and he also can like convey his ideas very simply to where everyone understands them and likes them. Like the majority of people in America. That's the thing, is like America has this reputation as like they're all fucking like cruel idiots. And like I would say, modest estimate, 25% of the country are cruel idiots. But I actually think that like most people are not. And most people do want Medicare for all and do want to implement something like the Green New Deal. Like, at least that's what polling shows. And it's not just like left-leaning people. It's even self-identified like conservatives and Republicans, like generally like those ideas. So it's maddening that this fucking circus.
Biden needs Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, and he's losing all three.
Yeah, he's not getting any of those. There's no way. Well, hang on. Let's see how far along in the count they are. Yeah, Ohio's almost counted. Ohio is not getting. Pennsylvania, he would need some insane miracle. They're halfway done counting, but he's losing by
500,000, 400,000, 300,000 votes, something like that. 500,000.
Forget about the votes. Look at the percentage. That's what I'm looking at.
I mean, but yeah, he's lost Pennsylvania.
Michigan, it's over. Wisconsin, it's over. It's got to be.
He's going to win this election fairly.
Well, I'm sure a lot of stuff will come out, but you know what? It's not going.
Biden's winning the popular vote now. That's more like it. That's what I'm used to. I'm used to a candidate that I don't want winning but
he's doing worse than Hillary.
Well, yeah, it's not his turn. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying that's pathetic. That you can't.
It's fucking pathetic. But
what do you expect when you literally run the worst possible candidate? Joe Biden is really. I can't think of anyone worse.
They could have ran me.
I think even like Buttigieg or something would have done a better job because he's hungry for it. He fucking wants it so bad. Buttigieg would say whatever he has to say too. He would have been like, "Yeah, Medicare for all, everybody, come on in."
It's the popular thing. And
then he would have, of course, turned around and not done any of it. But like he would have pulled the true Obama thing. But Joe Biden's too fucking feeble-minded to lie smoothly. Like he can't do it anymore. And the party doesn't even want him to. The party rejected all these things on their platform because they don't want to win.
No, I mean
they only want to win with someone that can be like a smooth talking like cover for the party, basically, like Obama. And Obama's kind of a once in a lifetime candidate in a way. So they're like, whatever, we'll sacrifice Joe. They knew he wasn't going to fucking win. Come on. And that's why they make it so public when they voter shame everybody and like scream at everyone to vote. It's like, I don't know. It's not going to make a fucking difference.
Well,
it's just, okay, I mean.
4 more years of, well, 4 more years.
Maybe it's best. Seems like, let me look at this one more time. Okay. it'll be so close. It's literally like it's a matter of like 3 points difference. In the Electoral College, if what I'm guessing turns out right. But say, oh wait, no, that's not even one of the ones. Shit. Oh man, yeah. See, I didn't want Trump to win, everybody, but like, this is fucking what you get.
This
is what you get when you mess with us.
You know what's going to happen though? We're going to be blamed for this.
That's the main thing.
It's all our fucking fault.
That's
right?
the main thing. I'm like preemptively
we wanted fucking change.
The one thing I'm preemptively getting angry about is all of that shit that's going to pour down from all of the hashtag resistance. It's going to be the same as last time around. It's Bernie's fault, even though Bernie was the one campaigning harder for Biden than anybody. Oh man, just look how red this fucking map looks. It's pathetic.
Yeah, no, it's beginning to look like a fucking landslide.
It's like gonna lose by a landslide.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's gonna be really close. No matter what happens, it's gonna be close. But Trump is gonna win by like a handful of electoral votes. The second they call, here's what I can say, I think. The second they call North Carolina to Trump, we know it's over. Yeah, I think even right now, I think even right now, let's see. If Biden somehow wins North Carolina, that brings him to...
I think I'm going to order some comfort food and eat it before work.
Good idea. I have lo mein in the fridge that I'm going to eat later. Let's see. If somehow...
Don't hate me for eating in front of you, Joshua, but I need to be comforted.
Why would I hate you for eating?
I need bread in my life. Like
do what you gotta do, man.
That's just where my life is now.
If Biden wins, Hawaii, Alaska, North Carolina, especially North Carolina, has to win North Carolina. Hawaii, Alaska, North Carolina, Montana, Nevada, then he can win.
Is that all it takes?
I mean, this could come down to like some like very small last minute states, because like the way it's looking to me is it's going to be pretty fucking close. It's just right now it looks like Joe Biden's kicking ass, but that's because all of these states that Trump is going to win in just haven't been called yet.
Yeah.
There's so many: Texas, Florida, Georgia, probably North Carolina. Yeah, I said them already. Oh, now it looks like Nevada's strongly going towards Trump as well. That's six there. But they've only counted 1%, but still he's immediately like at 77% ahead of Biden's 20%.
I'm just gonna kill myself with a burger. That's what I'm buying myself. Oh, no. Oh, okay, good. I did use your address. I thought I used my home address for a second. It's like, there's no way I can make it to my apartment. We have to use Joshua's address. Will it even get here in time? I think I need to leave at work I'm going to go in as late as possible today. Usually I try to get in like a bit early because I want to do some planning and stuff. But
yeah, we got to try to get as much commentary on this in real time as possible.
Today's going to be one of those teaching days where I give all the kids a word search and try to do as little as possible because, well, fuck.
So the big deciding factor seems to be North Carolina right now, and Trump looks like he's more likely to win it at this point.
Does Alaska or Hawaii matter at all?
Not super. not a lot. There's 7 together. And Montana and Nevada are 9 together, but Montana and Nevada right now are leaning towards Trump already.
Can Trump pull out a Wisconsin win?
He's crushing him there.
Can Biden pull out a Wisconsin win?
No way.
30%.
Because
that could change things. What's going on in Nevada? Why is there no counts in Nevada? Is everyone gambling?
I don't know. It is the only state that hasn't. Oh no, Alaska hasn't said anything either.
Alaska and Hawaii, they do what they want. I'm surprised we even count them. I mean, shouldn't they be treated the same way the DR is treated in Puerto Rico?
I guess. No, I don't know. 50 is just a nice round number instead of 48. I think that's why we don't ever want to include more states, because the number is so good.
But people are saying they haven't started counting the absentee votes at all in Wisconsin yet. Does that fucking matter? No one counts the fucking absentee votes.
Well, there is a thing where, like, this is, again, what's fucked up about all the states doing all this stuff independently. Like, what I heard earlier today was in Florida, they have already counted all the mail-in ballots, like, from the beginning. Yeah. So the count we're seeing in Florida right now is including all of the mail-in ballots. But in other states, most other states actually, they don't count them till like after today even. Yeah. And I think it's just like they look at the statistics of how many mail-in ballots there are and just realize like it's not enough to actually sway the vote.
Yeah, that's what I've always understood too.
So
I think the reason it couldn't matter in Wisconsin is there's like a record number, like 2 million or something, which is like unreasonably high. That's more votes than has been counted in Wisconsin currently.
But remember, 2 million absentee votes?
Yeah, like an insane number.
That are actually valid and will be counted?
Oh, I don't know if they'll be counted or not.
Because remember, we read that news story a couple episodes ago where the first thing the Supreme Court did once ACB got appointed was they went into Wisconsin and said like that basically it was fine to not count, and they said there were like 700,000 mail-in ballots that hadn't been mailed in yet, and that it takes 10 days to reach the place. Oh, right. And that there was only like 6 days before the election for the deadline, because some judge in Wisconsin was trying to rule that they can extend the time that they would allow the votes to be counted. But in any case, none of that shit matters ultimately, unless it matters to every state. Like Wisconsin, like Trump is slaughtering Biden in Wisconsin basically right now. He's like 5 points ahead, and they're 71% counted.
Oh, I wish I could drink right now. Why the fuck do I have to work? Maybe peppermint schnapps. Peppermint schnapps is good to drink before work. Oh, yeah, you can't really buy peppermint schnapps in Korea. You can drink peppermint schnapps at work.
I think you'd be fine to have one beer.
I should. I'll be fine. I'll drink after work. I'll drink when things are more clear. More clear than they already seem to be.
What are you talking about? I'm not distraught, really, man.
I don't know.
The thing I'm more just bracing is all of the cringe shit I'm gonna have to look at about whose fault it was. And
I'm sure.
I'm just kind of curious to see how people are gonna react. I think there's gonna be some like insanity in the streets. Maybe. I'm curious what the new narrative is going to be like from the resistance crowd. Like, I know what they're going to say. I know who they're going to blame, right? But I'm wondering what are they going to do? What are they going to do about it? You know?
Yeah. What are they? Nothing.
They just going to keep complaining about Russia for another 4 years?
They're going to continue doing the same shit they've been doing for the past 4 years.
Which is yes queening Nancy Pelosi for doing nothing except doing the bidding of Donald Trump.
Yes. Exactly.
It's fucking nauseating.
It's horrible.
It's going to be, I mean, whatever happens is going to be kind of interesting. You know, one thing I was like almost sort of looking forward to in a weird way if Biden won was going to be the interim period where Trump is still in office.
Yeah,
I think he was going to be like the most insane president ever.
I wanted to see that too. I was real curious.
I think
what like caged animal shit he was going to do in his last few months.
I just think he would be like goofy. I don't think he would even do anything like.
I was expecting. I don't know, just because I feel like some people are right about there could be like legal consequences for Trump when he leaves office. And it'd just be a lot of him like trying to figure that shit.
No.
But then again, I think he'll be painted just like Bush. He's just going to be Bush after he leaves office. People are going to find things to love about him.
It's going to be
remember the quirky time when a reality star was president. Those were sure quirky days.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I mean, if you really go back and feel like the real hatred people had for Bush, including myself, of course. It was really strong. It was everything felt apocalyptic, and George Bush was at the fault of everything. And it's just amazing how quickly people forget.
My hatred for Bush was bigger than it's ever been for Trump. I'm 100% on that.
Me too.
My hatred for Bush was just like
because he was part of a competent administration that could get things done, evil things done.
Yeah.
I mean. Don't get me wrong. Trump has like fucked up a lot of stuff. He hasn't started any major wars. That gives him points above Bush, at least.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing he's really fucked up is coronavirus, but probably any American president would have fucked up coronavirus.
I think it would have been handled slightly better under a more conventional politician. But remember. In the time when everything really counted, how much nobody fucking understood what was going on. And everyone was, masks are unnecessary. Masks are actually worse for you. It's not a big deal. And everyone was ignoring it until it hit really hard. Yep. And then it was suddenly like, oh, fuck, stay in your house. Except, oh, fuck, how are you going to pay rent? Oh, fuck. How are we going to live like this for who knows how long? And everyone, Democrat, Republican, everybody, and then everybody in between was deluding themselves in America about, oh, this thing will blow over in a month. Like even people that were smart that I respect.
Yeah. I
remember them saying things like, well, in the next month when this ends, and that was like in like March. It's like, what gives you the idea that this is going to end in a month? And I guess maybe it's just bad information, but like every scientist was saying like, don't count on a vaccine for like 2 years, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it took the quickest we've ever made a vaccine was rabies, and that took 5 years.
That's the fastest one?
The fastest the vaccine's ever been pushed out is 5 years.
That's an interesting fact. I didn't know that. Damn.
1950s. Sure, it's been 50 years, but...
That also seems like a less tricky thing to make a vaccine for.
Oh, it is.
Because does rabies mutate and react?
No, we have a really hard time with coronaviruses, like a really hard time. We don't really know how to make vaccines for them because they do mutate.
I don't think we have a successful one.
No, we don't.
Yeah, for like that first strand of SARS, like that's still no vaccine for that.
It's all just fucking, I don't know, hope serving or whatever. It's just like tell people this shit to make them like not worry.
Well, then even and I was reading about like the state of the vaccines right now, and like they are doing human trials in various laboratories around the world, but like
and a lot of ethicists thinks that's kind of fucked up. But that's
people like a guy in his 20s had a stroke that they directly admitted was from this experimental vaccine, and basically what I'm saying is like they're not that close to getting one, and even once they get one that is like, okay, this is all approved and it really does seem to be working on people,
they have to
then you got to implement it.
Uninsured public.
I mean, even if like regardless of like, okay, let's just say the US is humane and just says we're going to give the vaccine away for free.
Everyone,
even then, the logistics, like the way they've even talked about how they'll do it, of course they will give it first to like the most vulnerable people, which is like the elderly and like
the politicians.
Of course.
Well, they're the elderly, come to think of it.
Well, yeah, that's also mostly the case too. But and people with like the most like I guess comorbidities, but I guess like fucking like 90% of America is obese, so that's a comorbidity. Point is that even like the day that they announce the vaccine is ready, it's like not time to go, whoo, it's all over with. Because also it's a vaccine, it's not a cure. So there's also still millions of people with the disease.
Yeah.
Trying to like, you know, survive it and hopefully get rid of it. But and then the other thing is that you can catch it more than once. Like people don't seem to realize that either. Like, I guess for the most part that doesn't happen, but like,
but it can happen.
It can, and it's not super unusual. And that's partially, I think, because like it's mutating, and also the antibodies don't like, I guess, stay in your
system
forever. Yeah. And I'm gonna look back at the fucking map, see if anything's changed.
I'm looking at it now. Nothing's changed.
Okay.
It's just getting worse and worse.
Well, then something's changed. I see what you mean. Well,
it's becoming more and more true that
and nothing has changed with North Carolina for like 20 something minutes at least, maybe longer. It's like stalled out at 94% counted. I am realizing though that but okay, so the Libertarian Party has 0.9% of the vote in North Carolina, and oh no, that still wouldn't help Biden win. And all the libertarians are definitely going to lean towards Donald Trump, if anybody.
My food delivery is almost here.
Nice.
I'll be right back, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing else is looking very good here. I mean, it'll take a sort of miracle of him winning North Carolina. And even then, it's not totally all over yet. There's still a chance. This is fucking pathetic. This is also just like, it's anticlimactic. Like I thought, here's what I thought was going to happen. I thought it was going to be close with Biden winning, like by like a couple of electoral votes. And then Trump would, you know, send in the lawyers.
That's kind of what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah. And then I thought, well, then who knows how that will really pan out. And it will probably pan out in Trump's favor because of the Supreme Court, etc. Just like it did with Bush. Because the Democrats just never fucking fight for anything, man. They wouldn't even fight for that, I don't think. Really? That's what they're at? They're not resigned to Trump has won?
No, looking at Twitter, it seems like the mail-in ballots are kind of crazy this year, and that Biden really could just win from absentee ballots. But I feel like him not winning the day of the election actually dooms him no matter how the absentee ballots go.
Yeah. Also, like, we may have data on how many absentee ballots are, like, supposed to be coming in, but Trump really did, like, fuck with the post office and such, and, like, those, like, 700,000 votes in Wisconsin are, like, tossed in the trash already. Yep. So, I don't know. We'll see, but it doesn't seem I'm feeling much more confident now that unless I see Biden take North Carolina like tonight or this afternoon as it is here, I don't think there's any way he can win. But maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, maybe we're both wrong. I'm in the same boat as you.
I don't know. I like added up the numbers and like it just seems it'll be close, but it will be like Trump has a better chance of winning. Maybe if you exclude what will happen with all the uncounted mail-in ballots so far. I think it's never. When was the last really close election? I'm trying to remember. Probably 2000.
Wasn't the last election really close?
Yeah, but they said Trump won like the night of.
I guess it was 2000.
Like they're saying now that they think that it's not going to be. But wait, the electoral college votes with Hillary, it was like Trump he won like definitively. I thought there wasn't they didn't contest anything, right? Yeah, because she gave her like
concession.
Wait, she didn't give a concession speech, remember?
Oh, really? I don't remember.
I thought it was something like that where she was so like distraught and also so selfish that she wouldn't even like make a speech.
She disappeared, right?
Yeah. She didn't want to give the concession speech. She released like a memo or something being like, "Congratulations, Mr. Trump." Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I almost just typed clit ton. Yeah, Trump had 304 electoral votes to her 227.
Oh, that was a crushing victory then.
But she did have nearly 3 million more votes, popular vote.
Well, we all know they don't matter.
Right, because we live in a true democracy. Yeah, they didn't try to like get out of it. Now I want to see if she gave a speech though or not. I have a feeling she didn't.
I don't think she did.
Which is like goes against like decorum and all that shit that Democrats seem to love. It's like it's tradition. You've got to give the concession speech. She's like, "Fuck you. I do what I want."
The good news is New Jersey legalized marijuana and Florida passed the $15 minimum wage. Good things for today.
Florida, state swept by Trump, of course.
Loading my body up with about 3,000 calories of junk food right now.
I don't think it's that much.
To help myself get through the day. I don't know. Fries covered in Cheese Whiz.
I didn't see that part.
With bacon.
I didn't see that part.
A double bacon cheeseburger.
I didn't see that part. I thought you just did like a burger and some fries.
Oh, no. These are like...
yeah, you're going true comfort food.
A root beer.
How many calories are in this beer? I should know since I drink lots of them.
I figure if I start eating burger and french fries every day, I can be healthy and godlike like Donald Trump. Immune to the coronavirus.
It worked for him.
Immune to losing. Etc., etc. You know, as I always said, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. You've always said that.
Always said it. I haven't always said it, but I'm going to say it now.
Nothing's changed on this map for like an hour, feels like. But yeah, North Carolina is still stalled out at 94% counted for some reason. And
you think that like they get the 94% and they're just doing the mail-in ballots from that point?
I don't know. It depends on the state, right? Like they all treat mail-in ballots differently, or like not that there's 50 different ways to do it, but I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like some of them count them before the election, which seems like the smart thing to do, like Florida does. Other places do it after for some reason. Don't know what the point of that is. Why can't they just do it before? The other thing is that a lot of the early voting was Democrats. So like that's why I feel like anything that's going to come sweeping in after isn't going to be that significant. But you're saying there's like some, record breaking numbers of mail-in ballots. So maybe it could change some things. I don't know. Depends on the state. It really does. It's just, yeah. If like a shit ton of Biden mail-in ballots come pouring into North Carolina, that could make a big difference, but it doesn't make him win automatically either.
Yeah, Luke Savage says he still expects Biden to win 3 minutes ago. I trust Luke. He's a friend of our podcast.
Yeah.
He retweeted us once. Hey, Luke. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Well, someday, maybe.
If you ever want to come on to the podcast, Luke, feel free. There's always a seat for you at the table.
Yeah, the Zoom table. I was going to stick with my personal punditry here and say that if Biden doesn't win North Carolina, he's going to lose the whole thing. Yeah, he has to. That's the only way. Because even if Trump wins North Carolina and Biden still wins Hawaii, Alaska, Montana, Nevada, he still won't win. It's still not enough to win.
Yeah.
And Texas, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, all are like undeniably going to Trump at this point. I don't see anything changing with those, really. Well, yeah, no, it doesn't look that way. He's too far ahead, and the votes are like basically almost done being counted in all those places. Anyway, final thoughts. I feel like this might not even be an episode. I don't know. I'll see what I can put together.
Oh, we'll see. Final thoughts. I'm amazed that I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. Like, I kind of expected it. It's just like, I don't fucking know. I'm just sick of like America politics.
Well,
that's my final thought.
It's kind of our bread and butter podcast wise, a little bit.
Can't things get better?
No, never.
That's the problem. Nothing can get better.
I'm also like not surprised, but I was going into it thinking, 50-50 chance. And what do you know? They're basically running it like equal amount of votes. I mean, not officially at present, but that's what it looks like it's going to be. It's going to be really close. And yeah, I don't know. I guess the mail-in stuff could change everything, but that's exactly what Trump has been threatening to
I think it's what he was hoping
to litigate against for the last 6 months is mail-in ballots are evil, and he politicized mail-in ballots. The thing is conservatives had no problem with mail-in ballots before.
Mail-in ballots and politicized
masks. Yeah. Well, that was not just him either. That's just a bunch of idiots.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess I wanted Biden to win, like I said,
and maybe
just because I want the left to really go after the newly elected Democrat this time, unlike what we did with Obama, where we just let him
had a honeymoon phase. We're like, oh, it'll get better.
Kind of the whole 8 years almost. Especially no mainstream liberal dared criticize Obama in any real significant way.
That's true.
And even a lot of people on the actual left kind of gave him a lot of leeway. Not everybody, of course, but a lot of people. And I feel like this time around we wouldn't let that happen. We won't get fooled again, kind of thing. I mean, a lot of your typical fucking shit libs would be dancing around for Queen Kamala and shit, and just go to brunch. But I think a significant number of people, all these young people that are drawn to socialism now, would have gotten on Biden's ass. So I think the same thing could be done to Trump, though. Maybe not as effectively, but I don't know. I think the only thing to do regardless of who wins, is give up on the Democratic Party and form a new party. Democratic Party is not going to adapt to change, like not the change we want and not as quickly as it needs to. So push for that big unified left third party. That's what I would say.
The Democrats lost the House.
Is it all over?
No, it's almost over.
I want to see if Pelosi won. She probably did. But if she didn't, that would be one positive thing. Let's see. California, U.S. House. Oh my God. She's crushing him so bad. Jesus, God.
She ripped up those papers, man.
God damn it.
People loved that.
I kind of hoped it would be closer, like the other, like Jamie Harris and fuck. I kind of knew this was going to happen, but it's so depressing. This depresses me more than Trump winning.
I can tell. I can see this tone shift in your voice.
Well, because this guy's actually a really good person who knows what he's talking about, and fucking Biden is a piece of shit. So I don't feel bad for Biden. I feel bad for this guy for fighting as hard as he did and just getting totally crushed, which I'm sure he expected in some way, but just depressing. Like in San Francisco, for fuck's sake. If you can't win there on a socialist platform, where can you? Like, what the fuck?
The San Francisco of the 60s is dead.
I know, but there's still like it's still more of a left, at least liberal place, and like, but maybe it's just a bunch of Nancy Pelosi types wandering around. Maybe they're just all really hoodwinked by her. They think she is this like liberal girl boss, whatever.
Sure, she's a queen.
She fucking sucks. She's evil. She's just as bad as Trump. Really, maybe worse because she hides it. She tries to hide it.
She's a career politician.
Those recent like clips of her like getting belligerent with like reporters, like she sounded just like Trump.
Yeah, I know. Like
you saw the one with the Wolf Blitzer, right?
I did.
When she said, "We feed them. We feed the poor people," and he's just like, "We'll have to agree to disagree." He's like, "Well, Wolf, I just want to end this with you knowing that you're wrong and I'm right." And she was like shouting over him, like, "We do it. We take care. We represent them." Because she couldn't answer the question of, are you going to give people assistance? Are you going to give people another check? She just like got like outraged at the, how dare you question me, Nancy Pelosi, Queen of the House?
Will there ever be another check?
No. I don't think so.
Yeah,
well, I mean, there's a better chance now if Trump wins. There's honestly a better chance if Trump wins of there being a check from, well, I don't know, actually.
I don't know about that because Trump said the coronavirus is over.
Yeah, but Trump immediately flipped on the check thing, and he said, no talk about checks till after the election. And then like a minute later, like the same day, I think he was like, send me like write up a bill. I'll sign it. Like, you know, I'll sign the checks.
Trump's 20% ahead in Pennsylvania now.
And yeah, it's disgusting. And it's fucked up. And yeah.
Oh god damn! Trump is 70% or 50% ahead of Biden in Nevada.
They just started counting though.
Yeah, it's just 2%.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a feeling Trump wins again. That's my bet. I guess that's your bet too.
That's kind of where I'm at.
I mean, I really wish we could just see what, before you have to leave, we could see the North Carolina thing. But
I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's probably going to stay at like 94% for the rest of the night. And that last few bit is like absentee stuff. I don't know though.
Yeah, I don't know what the holdup is suddenly.
Maybe they're doing it for dramatic purposes.
I kind of thought that for a second too.
I've kind of thought that.
Because like, I don't know. They're like counting real fast in Texas, it looks like, and Florida. But I don't know. Whatever. fuck all these people. I'm not gnashing my teeth and screaming at the sky, but I'm not happy either.
Oh, Florida just got called.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely going to happen.
Well, I actually do have to go to work, though.
Yeah, okay.
And podcast listeners, thank you for joining us for what I'm happy is only a once in 4 year event. Imagine if this was every week.
I was just going to say, I want one every week.
Adios.
Yep.
There are no nice things.
Bye-bye.
He walked out in the gray light and stood, and he saw for a brief moment the absolute truth of the world. The cold, relentless circling of the intestate earth. Darkness implacable. The blind dogs of the sun in their running. The crushing black vacuum of the universe. And somewhere 200 animals trembling like ground foxes in their cover. Borrowed time and borrowed world and borrowed eyes with which to sorrow it.
And lo, for the earth was empty of form, and void, and darkness was all over the face of the deep, and we said, look at that fucker dance.
The first voice recording was made in 1860. It was a 10-second fragment of the French folk song Au clair de la lune, recorded by inventor Edward Leon Scott de Martinville. But who will make the final voice recording and when? What will it be? Who will hear it?